My sister ran away from my family almost 2 decades ago. Today I accidentally found her while on holiday and have mixed emotions. I'm really happy and confused, and I really don't know if I can talk about this with friends and family, but I need to share my experience with someone because I miss my sister. When I was 10 years old, my older sister, who was 22 at that time, disappeared after leaving a note to our parents saying that she's okay and just wants to start over her life from scratch. My sister was always a lonely but outgoing person. She always told me that she enjoyed solitude from time to time, and noisy things took away from her quality of life because, to be honest, it was loud. It was so loud where we lived, and it was annoying even for me. Basically, we lived in a dangerous neighborhood, so it wasn't too safe, and she hated not being able to go for a walk at night or do things alone at night. She was depressed, and I remember seeing her suffering from severe anxiety attacks. She used to bash herself to stop them, and she had a strong antidepressant that triggered those things. She suffered from other mental issues as well and talked freely about that. She talked about those things in front of me, and these are things that leave a mark on you. She was the favorite of the whole family, although my parents never put pressure on her. They always let us live our lives. My brother, who was 19 at that time, knows that my sister was the golden child. My grandfather always made it clear that she is his favorite granddaughter, even now. She was the calm but funny kind of person, and she was the closest to my parents and uncles, so when she disappeared from one day to the next, no one understood what was going on. Even my sister had never traveled alone except to go to work, and she always notified my mother that she was okay for safety reasons. She left a long note clarifying that she doesn't want to be searched for, but she loves us. It was a big blow for the family. I remember my mother wanting to report to the police, but they said that my sister was not a minor, and the note said that she left on her own, so they can't do anything. In a way, my other brother knew that this would happen at some point, since our sister mentioned a lot that she wanted to leave everything and go live in the countryside or become a nun and live in a calm place without any worries, but nobody took her seriously about that. She was always the kind of person who did things without telling anyone. She liked her solitude sometimes, even if she was always friendly. The first months and weeks were strange. It wasn't that she had passed away but that she disappeared because she wanted to. I remember my mother missing her because they always shared the afternoons together. I also missed her a lot. Even years later, my family missed her, and at Christmas or her birthday, someone would always say, maybe she'll show up now, or we would wonder how she's doing or if she was alive. Back to the present. I'm on vacation in the south of my country. This part of my country is very expensive for a tourist, and I am the only one in my family who was able to come now that I am an adult. It's a place full of villages, and while I was exploring, I came to a place where they sold typical handicrafts of the place. While shopping, I can swear that the first thing I saw was my sister looking at some crafts on a shelf. She looked more adult, but obviously, I recognized her instantly. We are really similar after all. I didn't really know how to react after so many years, and I didn't know how she would react, but I went over and said her name. What I didn't expect was that she would smile instantly when she saw me and called me by my nickname. I thought she had escaped because she didn't want anything to do with the family, even if in the note she said she loves us, but she was greeting me as if nothing had happened. She told me that she didn't expect to see me there and asked me if I was on vacation. She said that the village used to be not so touristy, but now more people started to go, and many villagers opened stores for the tourists. I was upset, and I was angry with her for leaving us and pretending that nothing happened, but I couldn't react, so I just asked her if she lives in that town, and she said yes. It's a place filled with old people. We talked for a few seconds. She asked me what I'm studying and if everyone at home is okay. She told me I'm taller and thinner. Then she gave me a kiss on the cheek and told me that if I have a few days off, I can go visit her, but she doesn't have a cell phone, so she told me that she's almost every day there. My sister also told me to send hugs to our parents. I'm confused and full of questions about her. She doesn't even want to hide. She didn't look or talk to me like someone who wanted to run away from something and hide. She was just happy to see me and happy to know that we were all good. But I also feel resentment for her when I think about all that our parents and grandparents suffered when she disappeared, making my mother feel that she was a bad mother because she couldn't protect her. But I'm ambivalent as I'm also happy to know that she's okay and that she doesn't hate me or the family. But I'm also confused. Her behavior wasn't that of someone who is hiding or who doesn't want to know anything about her past. She was just happy to hear about us. How would you feel in my situation? Update. On Sunday, I finally found my sister again. She was selling things in the park with other stands. All of her friends are like Rastafari, not hippies or a sect, although some of them are punks too. I walked over, and she greeted me just as happily. I spent the afternoon with her at her stand, and after that, we went to her house. She lives alone. We talked for a while, and at one point, she broke down and hugged me, saying she was trying to stay calm all this time and didn't know how to react because she didn't want to make me cry too since she remembered that I was really sensitive. But she couldn't hold it anymore. We cried and talked a lot. My sister was tired of people. She said that our house was her safe place but hated the idea of having to work every day, and she didn't want to study anything. She was our parents' golden child, so they let her do whatever she wanted, but she knew that at some point, she had to make something of her life. She was tired of how stupid and empty everyone was, of the politicians, of the TV showing empty things, of the noise everywhere outside when she wanted peace. Even sleeping in our home was stressful for everyone. That, added to the pressure that society put on her to be physically perfect, made her want to leave everything behind. In my country, weighing more than 53 kilograms is considered fat for a woman. She realized that my parents were miserable when they saw her being miserable. This is something I didn't know, but my sister said that our father had 2 jobs to be able to pay for her psychologist and medication. Also, my father used to spoil her a lot with the only food she ate without guilt. Running away was like dying symbolically. My sister says that although our parents always supported her, she felt like a failure for not being able to improve and always relapsing. She felt bad to see our father working so hard. All of those things made her run away from everything. She felt like a burden and also didn't want to live a life working and miserable like everyone around. Sis told me that she never contacted us because she doesn't want to have a cell phone, she wouldn't know how to contact us anyway, and a trip to our province is too expensive for her because it's basically going from one end of the country to the other. She also says that a large part of her feels ashamed of the pain she knows she inflicted on our parents and didn't know how to talk to everyone when she came back. But I assured her that our parents would just be happy to see her and not angry. She's really excited and wants to talk to them now, but we're thinking about whether to send them a text or make a video call with my cell phone. She wants to go home with me to see our everyone, but first, we want them to know that she is going with me so they don't feel so shocked. They are senior citizens, and our dad is recovering from dengue. She doesn't even have a TV. I don't have one either, to be honest. My sister said that she is much better now away from the city. The last social network she used was Fotolog in 2007, crazy. My sister wants me to clarify that she never suffered any kind of abuse. She has a lot of friends and never had any problem with anyone but likes to be alone from time to meditate like everyone. And she's not autistic. She said her behavior was normal because of her antidepressants, and her psychologist and others she also had has already told her that she doesn't have any other condition than that. She suffers from AD and sees a psychologist twice a month. So yes, she has psychological help from a professional. During her adolescence, the blogs Anna and Mia were trendy. Her friends had that aesthetic, and she was really popular on Fotolog. She hated going out when she felt fat. She couldn't have imperfections, so she pinged herself with a rubber band when she overate, something she read in those blogs. Now she's in good weight, but it took her a really long time to not relapse again. It's been a long recovery for her, and once you're anorexic, you never stop being anorexic. She's always afraid of relapsing. Obviously, my sister has to work, but she does what she likes in a different rhythm than the people we live in the city, although that leaves her just enough to live. She likes her lifestyle, although she is also a little tired of the cold and would like to move to the north of the country in a few years. She's still just as outgoing as she used to be with everyone and says she wants to see all the family. So that's it for now. We don't know how we're going to talk with our parents without making them freak out. And also, my sister said that her life is definitely better without a cell phone. She says that things like Fotolog were the beginning of all evil, haha.